racing fans, welcome to this week's edition of PA Harness Week. I'm Sharla McBride. Well, this week we have a great show for you. If you want speed, we've got it. If you want surprise finishes, we've got it. And if you want a surplus of talent, well, we've got that too. We've got the sport's hottest horses and hottest horse casters. Stay tuned, it's all coming your way next. Trainer Jimmy Takter has trained some of the world's best horses, but his biggest moment in the sport came this week when Jimmy became a Hall of Famer. We'll tell you all about it coming up. And speaking of Takter, his super filly See You at Peelers is looking for her first win since suffering her first career loss. Could she start a new streak? That's later. And while most of you were not working on Labor Day, the horses here at Chester sure were. We'll show you those exciting races, each worth $200 grand. We will also take a road trip to Canada for the Canadian Pacing Derby and the that's right, $1 million Metro. Coming up, we'll show you all the great races from Pocono, and if you're feeling lucky, I know someone that can give you a little boost. Susan is here, and she'll give you her picks for the week's top races. It's all coming up right now on Comcast Sportsnet.
There they go!
Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily.
Underway!
Starting fast outside here is Brent Messenger to the early. Five and four the halftime, just over 3 to go. At the top of the stretch.
Hi there, everyone, and welcome. Come on in. You're right on time. This is PA Harness Week. I'm Steve Ross, along with my partner, Heather Moffett. And hi, Heather.
Hey.
How are you?
Fabulous.
Fabu. I don't know about you, but I would suspect that PA Harness Week, if not your favorite show, is one of your favorite shows?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I DVR the yes.
I was going to say, and not because I like watching myself on TV. It's just a great show.
Well, that's you.
When you love harness racing,
Yeah.
this has to be one of your favorite shows.
Well, I, on the other hand, like watching me. But the last few weeks, I have looked at, as I've DVR'd the show, and I noticed I'm very demonstrative. So I like throw my hands around a lot, this and that. Now, for me, talking without using my hands is essentially like ripping my tongue out of my head. If you tie my hands behind my back, forget it. I got no shot. But I'm going to try.
Don't give me any ideas, okay?
But for the next 30 minutes, I am going to try to keep my hands free and not move them. And I want you, in addition to doing the show, is point out if I do move my hands, and you folks at home who are watching this program right now, get your pad and pencil ready, and if you see me move, please point it out immediately, all right?
Yeah. Is there such thing as like 1,000,000 to 1 shot? This is not happening.
I have no shot?
No.
Okay. Let me tell you, some big doings going on. Guess what? Just recently, Jimmy Takter, a man who originally came in this sport with only trotters and now has essentially taken over the world, has been inducted into the Living Hall of Fame.
Very cool. I love Jimmy. He's so great for the show.
And he's alive, too, which is great, fits the criteria. And with a report, here's Sharla.
Trainer Jimmy Takter began his racing career in Sweden under the tutelage of his father, Bo William. He learned his craft well.
He's inspired me a lot, you know. I mean, he was such a great horseman himself, and learned a lot. And you know, that was my beginning of this racing.
Takter has been in America for 29 years and has trained several world champions, including 2 Horses of the Year, Malabar Man and Moneymaker.
Muscle Massive on the outside, Wishing Stone third. Muscle Massive, and it's a massive win for Ron Pierce.
Last year, Takter struck gold again, winning arguably the greatest trotting race in the world in the Hambletonian. And this year enjoyed the success of See You at Peelers, who just won the Valley Forge here at Chester for her 22nd win in a row.
You win the Hambletonian, that's what you're working for all year. I mean, it's a tough race to win. I mean, unfortunately, I won it once before, and it took me 13 years to do it again, you know, so had plenty of chances, but hasn't worked out, and this year I guess it was my turn.
His success in the winner's circle with horses like Muscle Massive and See You at Peelers has helped him reach great heights. The 50-year-old is a 2-time Trainer of the Year. So what makes him such a great trainer?
I think, you know, we have a good system. I mean, our operation works very well. I mean, we condition our horses very hard, and I don't know, I mean, I got to be decent to what I'm doing. I mean, we have lot of good material to work with, which is a big plus.
For PA Harness Week, I'm Sharla McBride.
Thanks so much, Sharla and Jimmy Takter. Major congratulations on a monumental induction into the Living Hall of Fame. We have to mention also that Maura Fanning, who was a friend of the show and a member of the Hambletonian Society, she also was inducted into what she called, it's the communications wing. And when I called to congratulate her, she tried to downplay it, but I would have none of that. I would not let her do it. It is a monumental event. Congratulations to you, Maura. Stay with us when we come back. More action from Harrah's Chester. You won't want to miss it. 4, count them 4, Pennsylvania Sire Stakes on tap.
Big Bad John gets his cue right now, just outside the quarter pole.
NF quotable got
Why do so many winners travel in EB trailers? They love the ride. EB Pacesetter trailers deliver your horses in peak condition, ready to race every time. Designed to provide safe and comfortable transport for standard-bred racehorses, EB's Pacesetter Series trailers are the preferred choice of professional standard-bred trainers and breeders nationwide. All EB Pacesetter models feature custom standard-bred options and excellent airflow and aligned interior sealing to keep your horses fresh and comfortable. Every EB trailer has commercial quality componentry and riveted sidewall construction engineered and designed to stand up to constant and rigorous horse and road use. And a sleek aerodynamic nose design that also delivers improved fuel savings. More winners ride with EB than any other trailer. EB, setting the pace in standard-bred horse transportation.
Hi again, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. Along with Heather Moffat, I'm Steve Ross. There were 4, count them 4, Pennsylvania Sire Stake races that took place here at Harrah's Chester on Monday. Each one was worth $200 grand apiece. And even if you use the old math, that's $800,000, which ain't chopped liver. And with the first one, the 8th, here's Heather.
Just because you can't use your hands doesn't mean I can't use mine. So, number 4 is Foxy Lady. She's the 4 to 5 shot in here. I'm sorry, 3 to 5 shot in here. She's been in super tough for last 2. She's been 70 to 1 and 20 to 1. She's going to like this field a lot better. The 8 is Strike and Attitude, trained by one of my harness racing heroes, Bob McIntosh. And then number 5, Michaela Rose, has won 5 out of her 8 starts this season.
Michaela Rose is cut loose on the outside. Michaela Rose clears Foxy Lady coming off the first turn. Fresh Idea is a close-up third, the quarter mile, 26 and 4/5 seconds. And just as Michaela Rose cleared the front, Gingras guided Foxy Lady back to the 2-path, and Foxy Lady, the 3 to 5 favorite, is now in command with a circuit to go. Michaela Rose back to second. Fresh Idea is third, and Deep Thought is fourth, joined by the first over Strike and Attitude. This pair 4.5 from the front. Hasty Pulse is second over, and she's got pretty good cover. Jolting Kate is second last, 6.5 lengths off pace setter Foxy Lady. She moves third over, and Mortgage Paid floats wide out of last, 8 lengths from tip to tail, 55 and 3 for the half mile, 28 and 4 in the second quarter. Up the backstretch, Foxy Lady extends her lead to a length and 3/4 from Michaela Rose in the loose pocket. Strike and Attitudes making steady progress in the breeze. Hasty Pulse towed up to within 3.5 lengths of the lead, wide of Fresh Idea. These two a joint fourth. In Deep Thought is buried at the pylon by the third over Jolting Kate. Mortgage Paid continues to trail 6.5 off leader Foxy Lady, but she's just a neck in front with 3/16 to go. Strike and Attitudes laying it all on the line, and these two will duel to the 8th pole. 3/4 in, 123 flat. Foxy Lady digs in. Foxy Lady very resolute to turn aside Strike and Attitude, but Michaela Rose is giving chase up the open stretch. 70 yards from home, Foxy Lady driven out.
Foxy Lady brushes to the lead faster than Jimi Hendrix can play guitar. Are you jealous? I'm like so doing it with the hands. Okay. She takes command by the half-mile mark, leaves him in deep stretch, wins by 2 and 151. That's lifetime mark, by the way. Michaela Rose, she ends up taking the place money, and then Strike and Attitude was third.
Next up, the very next race, Monday's 9th at Harrah's Chester for 3-year-old trotting fillies. Number 5, Bold and Fresh, with George Brennan was odds on at 3 to 5. Number 6, Cedar Dove, with Ron Pierce, who's winning everything lately. And number 2, Caitrin Hall, with Dave Miller for coach second choices at 4 to 1. And with a call, Here's James.
Cedar Dove on the outside takes a half-length lead from Caitrin Hall. Bold and Fresh is parked from third. Action on George is fourth, 4 off the lead. Then comes Cashmere and Caviar just wide of Backstreet Hanover. These two 6 lengths from the front. Love You Over and Over is second last, and after the awkward beginning, Decolletage dropped out the trail. Bold and Fresh made a break. 5 Bold and Fresh, the Hambletonian Oaks winner, has made a break in stride and has dropped out of contention. The quarter mile, 28-1. A circuit to go. Cedar Dove leads Caitrin Hall by a length and a half. Action on George is third. Cashmere and Caviar will go at first over this afternoon. Cashmere and Caviar now 3 off the lead. A joint third with Action on George. Backstreet Hanover is second over at the half mile. Love You Over and Over saves ground 6 from the front. Decolletage tries to gain wide of that, and 10 off. Last is Bold and Fresh. 58 seconds the half mile, and Cedar Dove is now a length and 3/4 in front of Caitrin Hall. Cashmere and Caviar is up within ahead of second. Now she takes the second spot with 5/16 to go, but Caitrin Hall's quick to close the pocket back up. Action on George needs racing room 3 from the front. At her flank is Backstreet Hanover. These 5 covered by 3.5 lengths. Decolletage in the clear is 5 lengths to race. Love You Over and Over is leveling off down toward the pegs. And a long last is Bold and Fresh. 126 flat for 3/4. They cut the corner, and Cedar Dove is bracing for the challenge of Caitrin Hall. Caitrin Hall just a length in arrears of Cedar Dove at the 150. They're 2 in front of Cashmere and Caviar. A narrow third from Action on George. Cedar Dove all out in these final yards. Caitrin Hall, one last push.
Cedar Dove left like a rocket from the 6-hole, cut the mile, while Caitrin Hall sat the pocket, lurking like a thief in the night. In the lane, the two slugged it out with Caitrin Hall prevailing by a neck. Cedar Dove was a game second. Number 1, Action on George, a 19-1 shot with Tim Tetrick, got third.
Okay, and then next Pennsylvania Sire Stakes event. It was the 3-year-old Colt in Geldings. Oh, the Glamour division. Are the 2 top contenders in here are actually 2 of the nation's brightest stars right now. We've got number 3, Custer the Dragon, who's won several big money events this year. And then number 4 is Big Bad John. He's the favorite in this one, and he is sharp as attack right now.
Hug a Dragon takes the lead into the first turn. Custer the Dragon made a break. 3 Custer the Dragon made a violent break. Big Bad John was carried 3.5 or 4 wide, and Hug a Dragon opened up by 6. Big Bad John is second by 5. Jolt's Virtue is third by a length and 3/4. Sky Mesa is fourth and about 13 lengths off the lead. Next is Mystic Desire, followed a length and a half farther back by Real Special. The trailing pair are Dana Sharp Smart and Custer the Dragon, and they're 20 behind Hug a Dragon, who darted through a 25 and 3 first quarter. Hug a Dragon and Big Bad John 1-2 on the bridge turn. And they're 5 clear of Jolt's Virtue in third position. Sky Mesa is fourth. Mystic Desire is fifth by 3. Real Special is sixth. He is 6.5 lengths out of third. He is 11 lengths off the lead. It's 2 more to Dana Sharp, Smart, and Custer. The Dragon trails 15 behind a 54 and 2/2 mile. How much longer can Hug a Dragon maintain this demanding tempo? Hug a Dragon a length and a half in front of Big Bad John, and Big Bad John gets his cue right now just outside the quarter pole. He's a length behind Hug a Dragon, and Hug a Dragon is quickening. These two have 2.5 on Sky Mesa, who's up in a third narrowly from Jolt's Virtue. Mystic Desire still with 7 lengths to make up. 3/4 in 1, 22 and 1. They come to the top of the stretch. Hug a Dragon and Big Bad John throw down. And now Big Bad John takes over.
Custer the Dragon makes this really costly break at the beginning of the race, and then that puts Hug a Dragon like 5 lengths in front of the other field. But then David Miller gets Big Bad John in here. They end up catching the leader. They win in 1:49 and 4. Hug a Dragon did take second. Mystic Desire with Tim Tetrick was third. We caught up with driver David Miller. He had a huge day on this Monday. He won with Caitrin Hall, of course, and then he won with Big Bad John, and he's going to tell us all about it.
David, Hug a Dragon got away from you in that race, so there's a lot to say for Big Bad John for picking up the pace.
Yeah, I mean, the first quarter, Yannick left really hard, and I was just kind of floating with my horse. I didn't really push him off, and Montrell's horse made a break, actually come out into me a little bit, kind of cost him, a little bit of momentum, and that's how Yannick got so far ahead of us there by the quarter and 3/8, but I wasn't worried. Nobody else was behind me, so I was just kind of let my horse go along. He caught up at the half, then we did what we had to from there.
Okay, his next start is the Little Brown Jug. Now, you are the Buckeye. You're from Ohio. Ron Porter, the trainer, is a Delaware, Ohio native, and Big Bad John is stabled in Delaware, Ohio. So this is really exciting for all three of you.
Yeah, that's three big pluses.
Who's more excited, the horse, the driver, or the trainer?
Well, we're all going there. It's funny. The guy that owns the horse, there's a little bit of history there between me and him. I actually worked for him when I was 19 years old. Gave me actually my first, I would say, good horse to drive. And, you know, a little bit of history there between me and Ed Tell. He kind of got me started, and, you know, I'm just hoping that we have a real good day in Delaware.
All right, good for Mr. Tell. All right, Caitrin Hall, she's another one. Tell me about her. You won a Pennsylvania Sire Stakes with her as well on the same day.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I raced her on the last leg of the Sire Stakes at Poconos. She raced very well. Got the same, pretty much, well, she got the same trip she did there Monday. She's a real nice filly. She's real handy. You know, she can get off the gate, and she tripped out, and they have her good on the right days.
Thank you. And the very next race, it was the 11th on Monday. Talk about trotting talent. How about this one? Number 1, Bambino Hall with Ron Pierce was the 3-5 chalk. Number 5, Big Rigs, 5-2 with Tim Tetrick. And number 7, Opening Night with John Campbell was the 6-1 third betting choice for his brother, Jim Campbell, who was the trainer.
Big Rigs clicked off a 27-2 first quarter. He's tracked a length and a half back in the pocket by Opening Night. Magnum Cosmos is third by 4. Buffalino Hanover is fourth by 2. Unabating is fifth by 4 more. Orlando's a good 12 or 13 lengths off the lead, while 10 clear of Bambino Hall, and 6 off last is Washingtonian as they bank into the bridge turn in pursuit of Big Rigs. Big Rigs 5-2 second choice leads Opening Night by a length and a half through a 56 2/2 mile. Across the bridge onto the backstretch, Big Rigs continues to shoulder the load. Opening Night's at a perfect pocket ride. Magnum Cosmos gets the green light from Dave Pallone. He's gaining gradually in the breeze, just a length and 3/4 from the lead. 3 back to Buffalino Hanover. A narrow fourth from Unabating. Unabating made a break at the 5/16, overtaken for the 5th position by Orlando, but Orlando is still 7.5 lengths off the lead. 3/4, 125 flat. Big Rigs maintains a length and a half advantage. Opening Night has tracked his every step. Magnum Cosmos is leveling off a bit, while first over, Buffalino Hanover, close enough if good enough, 3.5 off the lead with an 1/8 to go. Orlando made a break coming off the far turn, and here comes Opening Night charging after Big Rigs. Opening Night takes over.
Well, half the field broke early, including the 3-5 favorite. And we know how much we love that, don't we, bettors? Big Rigs and Opening Night both left. Big Rigs grabbed the top. Opening Night, the 2-hole. And that's how they stayed until Opening Night went by in the lane to win it by 1 and 154 4. Big Rigs was second. Number 8, Cosmos, make that Magnum Cosmos off at 16-1 with Dave Pallone, got third. Stay with us when we come back. Our lovely Susan will be here with her picks of the week. And also we'll go up to the mountains. Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs for some top-class pacing and trotting action. Don't go away.
Things speeding up incredibly here on the backstretch.
Hi, they call me Big Seamus. Everybody knows I only like to play my lucky numbers. So when I go to the Downs off-track wagering, I get to bet exactly that with the Exacta. A $2 bet on the Exacta delivers big payouts like this. When it's my night out, I eat big, play big, and I win big.
Downs off-track wagering. Allentown, East Stroudsburg, Carbondale, Hazleton. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Well, hello there, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. Along with Heather Moffett, I'm Steve Ross. And we're going to go up to Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs because they had some big races up there on Saturday night, not the least of which was the 10th for winners over $25,000 lifetime with a purse of $29,000 in the line. And Heather's got all that for you.
Before we head to the mountains, I just gotta say, you're doing pretty good with your hands-free show. I see his hands trying to go up, trying.
It's killing me.
I know. I can tell.
But thanks for noticing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, yes, number 4 in here. Mega Lightning has been at the Big M recently, returns to a smaller track here. The rail is Piece of the Rock. Now, he's been in the Open and Preferred both at Mohawk and Yonkers. This is a drop down in class for him. Number 2, Kiss My Art, goes to post with Tyler Futer in the bike.
Things speeding up incredibly here on the backstretch as they get to the three-quarter pole. 1:23.3, 27.2 there. Up top, it is still a slight edge there for Mega Lightning. Outside, faltering there. A bad step for Kiss My Art. That knocked out McClellan as well. And now Valentino still the major threat. Top of the stretch here, Mega Lightning by about a length. Valentino trying him on the inside, but Mega Lightning is holding true here.
It's a mega win in 151 flat with the mega talented driver.
Would you stop mocking me?
What? You mean like me using my hands? What are you talking about? I don't even know what
This is not right. I'm sorry.
Okay, Piece of the Rock was second for Howard Parker, who, by the way, used to have a crush on my mom when he was in high school. Just throwing that out there. And Valentino took third.
Him too? Wow. Okay, the 12th race on Saturday at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Dance, exact same conditions. Winners over $25,000 lifetime, 29 dimes on the line. Number 2, Annie's Western Card. I love this horse, always have. With Matt Cicali was 7-5. Number 4, Ville Marcella, which I know Lovery. That's another story though. Was 2-1 with Georgie Knapp, and number 1, Glass Pack with Tyler Buter was the 9-2. Third betting choice.
It's all Annie's Western Card right now, 2.5 out in front as they get to the three-quarter pole. 1:22 even, 26.3 there on the back. Annie's Western Card not kidding around, starting to bottom them out here. He's out by about 5 lengths. Ville Marsala has dropped back. Outside, Glass Pack stalling. Top of the stretch, it's all Annie's Western Card.
This baby was a real jog burger for Annie's Western Card, who wired in real racehorse time 1:49.3. Glass Pack was 6 back in second, or another zip code, and Ville Marcella finished third. Time now to get your bread buttered as our handicapper Susan Ehlers is here with As the Wheels Turn.
This week, I'm going to Mohawk Racetrack for the Canadian Trotting Classic. Race 3 is the first elimination. In here, I like Lucky Charm Hanover. He's starting from post position 6. This son of Andover Hall has made over $100,000 in 9 starts. With him, I like Hambletonian winner Broad Bond. Broad Bond was the beaten favorite in the Colonial at Chester, but he looked super winning the Dr. Zweig Memorial at Tioga, and I think he's going to be good this week. I'm going $10 exacta box, 6-1. Race 9 is the second elimination. The 4, Pastor Stephen, is also coming off a win in the Simcoe Stakes. He's been a little rough this year, but I think he's got his trot back. With him, I like the 5, none other than Man of Many Missions. Man of Many Missions has Dave Miller back in the bike, and we know what happened the last time Dave Miller was in the bike. He had the rail in the Colonial. He got away 4th, raced really big, winning the race in 53 flat. I'm going to play a $10 exacta box, 4-5. It's time for a break, but when we come back, we're taking you in the bike for an updated look on Pacing Philly Sensation. See you at Dealers.
Welcome, good old Sunday. No love when you don't come. Welcome, son, welcome, welcome. Welcome to your place in the sun. Welcome to your place in the sun.
Hello there, harness racing fans, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. It's my favorite segment of the show, but I can't do it this week because unless I can move my hands, I can't do this. So would you please introduce the next segment, which is called
In the Bike. The first place we're heading to is Tioga for New York Sire Stakes action, and the belle of the ball here is See You at Peelers. She's won 22 out of 22 races, and then last week she lost her first ever race. So that takes us to this week. What happens this time out? Well, she ended up bouncing back, reaching the finish line first with Jim Morrell Jr. driving in 152.3 over a sloppy track, only to be disqualified for interference in the stretch and placed second. The judges said she drifted into the path of New Album during the stretch. So New Album with Jason Bartlett got credit for the win. Now I just want to say, even though See You at Peelers lost this race, Later on that day, Jimmy Takter got the press release. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame, so not such a bad day after all for Mr. Takter.
We've got good news and bad news, Jimmy. Okay, now let's go to Tioga for the $218,000 credit winner, named after that great trotter of a few years ago, okay? Number 3, Sandpail, who beats everything that moves nowadays, was 2-5 with Randy Waples. This heat was strictly a 2-horse affair. Lucky Jim quarter pole to the top and cut out some fancy fractions. Sandpail came first up and out, guts Jim to the wire, winning by a neck in 151-1. Il Villaggio was 2 back in third. With this win, Sandpail is now number 1, displacing Seawood Peelers in the latest Hambo Society Breeders' Crown Top 10 poll. Congrats to his connections. Sorry about that, Heather.
There's still girl power in the North American continent, okay? All right. With that said, we are going to head to Mohawk. Now, this is $1 million race. It's called the Metro. It's the richest race for 2-year-old colt and gelding pacers. Number 3, 9-5 favorite is Speed Again with Jody Jamieson in the bike. Number 5, A Rock and Roll Dance is 2-1 odds. And then number 9, Simply Business is 20-1 with Ron Pierce driving. Now, this is the craziness, okay? I just want, before we get into this race, this is extremely important to know. Ron Pierce could choose a Rock and Roll Dance, who is 2-1, okay? Won his limb last week. Or choose a 20-1 shot, Simply Business, who was 3rd in his limb. He chooses Simply Business, okay? It makes you want to go, let's watch.
It's a Rock and Roll Dance still up front. Second on the outside, drawing closer, Determinator. Pocket Sitter from in third as they turn home. Simply Business, 3/4 in 122-1. And Gingras calls on a Rock and Roll Dance now. Pulling the pocket comes Pierce with Simply Business. Simply Business off that sweet 2-hole trip, coming after a Rock and Roll Dance now, who digs in at the rail. Here on the outside now, coming on for third is Speed Again from way back. I Fought to Law. Deep stretch lead down the center. Simply Business on the outside, trying to reach up. Simply Business.
Ronnie Pierce picks the right horse. I mean, did you have any doubt at all? Right. All right. Simply Business, 20-1 shot, was able to reach the pace setter, a Rock and Roll Dance, to win by half a length in 150-1. Paid $40. As Hannah Montana would say what, say what?
Okay, that was not the only big doings up at Mohawk on Saturday night. How about this one? The best free-for-all talent in the country was there. 10 of them went behind the gate. And number 4, We Will See, with Ron Pierce, was 7-5 chalk. Number 2, foiled again with Yannick Gingras, was 5-2. And number 5, Won the West with Dave Miller, was 9-2. And with that exciting call, here's our buddy Ken Middleton.
And as they come into the stretch, with the Leas foiled again, kicked out off cover comes Pearson, We Will See. Won the West on the far outside with St. Elmo Hero shooting through at the rail as a Tokia. A deep stretch lead for We Will See. Pierce strikes the front with We Will See. Going to have to hold off Won the West. Trying to come back is foiled again. We Will See. Won the West. A final push. We Will See wins the Canadian Pacing Derby.
We Will See. Got a dream second over trip for Ron Pierce, low, and won in 147.4, setting a new stakes record in the process. Won the West, came flying late but turned up a half length short, and foiled again, who won a huge mile, finished third. We'd like to acknowledge at this time Greg Lanzo, a guy who does an awful lot of video work for us, and we really appreciate everything you do, Greg. Thank you so much. And for all of us here at PA Harness Week, including my partner Heather Moffett, I'm Steve Ross, reminding you to get high on harness.
It's only natural.
Are we off now?
Maybe. You are so caught. We are still rolling. Ouch.
There they go.
Explosive Pattern wins the Colonial easily.
Underway.
Starting fast outside here.